morning and welcome to Winnipeg. Well, I'm not going to tell you that it's minus 23.7 Celsius outside because we don't want to talk about the weather again today. I won't mention that there was a bit of a sunrise and that I might show it. Okay, now I'm still working on this. Some of you saw that episode. You weren't supposed to watch that one. But I'm still working on this, and I've come up with a better idea that more graphically shows the difference between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. But we won't talk about that either. So let's cover that up. Okay, what we want to talk about here, whoops, sorry Jeff, is that it might be a good idea. Well, first of all, I was going to glue these pieces all together, and then, probably about half an hour ago, I was sitting here and I was looking at this thing as all one module, okay? And I was realizing that, because I was thinking that, I could spray the deck here, where there's planking. There's planking there, there's planking here, there's more planking over here, there's a little bit of planking along the bottom there. And I was thinking, yeah, I can, maneuver around. And then I thought, well, no, I don't want to be painting these if I don't have to. When they're all stuck together, I would probably be able to do. Oh, this doesn't come off. Okay, I would probably be able to do it a lot easier if I was to able to take my airbrush and hold this one piece all by itself and just go around. And get it as good as I could, and then this one right here, where there's planking on both sides, and the same thing on the big one, and then glue them together. Yeah, I don't know why in my mind I thought it would be a good idea to glue them all together now, but and then I also want to make sure that before I glue them together that I'm not going to be sort of boxing myself in, that I'm not going to be able to later install some of these other parts. Although some of these other parts, like for instance, these ones here, the H1s, I think that part of it goes on the deck of one piece and the side of the bulkhead on the upper part. So yeah, they sort of share it. So it might be a lot easier to have your pieces all glued together before you start gluing some of these on, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I still got to get my yellow tape covering these up. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and work at that and get those covered up. And well, if I do an update on this thing, don't feel obligated that you have to watch it. It's just a test video that I'm going to be using when I go to the store, and I want them to be able to demonstrate the particular monitor that I'm thinking of getting. That's what this is all about, and I don't want to hear any. I was going to say whining, but that might not be the word to use. You can't tell, people saying you can't tell the difference between 4K and 8K. 5 years ago I started shooting in 4K, and I heard that same thing. You can't tell the difference between 4K and 1080p. Well, that's because most people were watching it in 1080p, but anybody who was watching it in 4K, you could tell the difference. And it's the same with 8K. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not have an 8K monitor, but I know that there is a difference because I do editing with 8K, and you can see the difference. It's hard to explain, but you can. Anyway, let's carry on here. This is not about 8K versus 4K or 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second. This is about the model ship this episode. So let's try and do something a little better than yesterday. Yesterday, I did spend a lot of time at the table, but not with record pressed. So let's see, what are we going to do here? Well, it seems to me that basically I can't do too much more without first spraying the deck. So maybe we're going to have to drag the old paint booth over here and do it. Okay, I did shake this up earlier in the paint shaker, and it's probably about, I'm guessing 40% thinner, 60% ordinary paint. And I thinned it out with the... Okay, now, I don't get to do retakes on this. Just in case I need that to, scrub off the end of the nozzle if it gets dried up on the tip, which it could do because the humidity in right here, I can hardly see it there. It's 31% humidity. It's quite dry in the house today. So, all right, maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run a couple of drops of isopropyl through it first, just to make sure. Now, I don't want to be picking up anything off of that. Where's my... isopropyl here. And we will just put in just a couple of drops. That was a couple. All right, I don't need to put the lid on. Well, I'll put the lid on this. Oh, by the way, Dennis, I think I might have your package on its way, if you're listening. All right. That seemed to go okay. I'm wondering, 15 pounds, maybe that's a little bit too heavy. Oh, where's my little paper towel here? All right. I have the feeling like I've forgotten something. The reason I clean it up like that is so I don't get paint down in the threads. Okay, now let's not get too over exuberant here and spill something. Now the plan is to keep the part, as much as I can underneath this thing here. And then I know it's going to be in the center of the field of view. How is it that I made such a mess there? Something leaking? I guess when I poured it in, I made a mess. My goodness, Ron. Okay, well, can't change it now. Get our fan going. And we'll get zoomed in here. just realized that I might have been getting my hand in your way there. We almost made it. Oh, I missed up here. Okay, I think I got it. I'm just going to check those other pieces again just to make sure. Now that they're dry, they're maybe going to show where it could use a little more. And yes, the surface would be dry. That looks pretty good. And the little one, I don't think I need to add any. I think I got all the little nooks and crannies here. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Now, there's no question that the airbrush does a much better job than the paintbrush for something like this. If you don't mind getting paint all over places where you don't need it. Okay, I'm just going to clean up here, and after this dries, maybe we'll zoom in on some of these spots and take a nice close look. Okay, we are all cleaned up here. And our cheap timber tech did a nice job again, gave no trouble whatsoever, and it's all back together just finger tight. I think the best way to show these parts will be to maybe just place them down and sort of drag them through the scene, if you know what I mean. Well, you soon will, because they're just too big to put on the rotator. So I'm just going to recompose here, and I did say I'd show them after they were dry. They are dry to the touch, but I'm sure that the paint is far from cured. And we'll give the clear coat job tomorrow. Give the paint a little bit more time to cure, and that way there'll be less chance of the clear coat dissolving the deck tan. At least that's my thinking. So just let me recompose here, and then we'll look at what we did. Okay, I think what I'm going to do here is start with the smallest piece, and then we'll just work our way up to the largest piece. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, and Dennis, I'll be able to give you an update on your package probably tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you in the next episode.